So just do it at the trot first. Stay sitting back on your butt. Don't get yourself forward. Keep that nose behind your horn. Now, just because we are videoing doesn't mean that anything is changing. Okay, so sit back on yourself. Don't let your head change right now. Keep your head focused forward so that way you know when the hip is moving. When the hip moves, suddenly you're in a new direction. And if she kind of like takes herself off course because she's not putting her cue into perspective or into play when you're asking her, don't worry about it. What I might do is go, oh, we're off course now. We're going to do a little circle with the steering from our hind end, and then we're going to get back on course. You go, think forward right there. So when she starts to right there, she's diving in to the inner part of the circle. Can you feel how it gets faster? Okay, when she's diving in with that shoulder and dropping that rib to the inside of the circle, she's getting faster. Okay, when she's moving her hind end around and you're making the circle with the tail, if that makes sense to you, then she's taking, there you go, she's taking the long way. You're going to get slower. There you go. Good. Okay, so anytime that you're ready, let's go back onto your big circle. In the corner, when you're asking her to move her hips around the corners, then that's when you're going to ask her to go up into the lope. Eyes up, kiss. Good, drop your hand. Turn her a little bit. So that right hand, Denise, has to take the slack out of the rein. Keep it in front of the horn, above the horn. Take the slack out, move the hip, release. Take the slack out, move the hip, release. Take the slack out, move the hip, release. Take the slack. So see that right hand, oh, you can't see, but that right hand is not taking the slack out. That right hand is saying, please, right shoulder, go over to the rail. Okay? It needs to come up here. Okay? That left rein is where the cue is. So you're taking the slack out, and you're putting the cue in with the left rein to say, soften in the bridle, move that hip over. Okay? The other hand is trying to help out too much, and in doing so, you're not being clear. Okay? Did it feel different, though, when you were suddenly going? Yeah. Okay? So when she does it, then release back down to center, and then take the slack out before you reach for the rein with that left hand. So let me see you take the slack out right there. There you go. Now reach for it. There you go. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing at the lope. Okay? There you go. So you're going to move her around the corner again and then ask her to go into it with the motion of the hip. Well, if she was doing that for me, I would be telling her because we're steering from the tail, okay? She wants to steer from the shoulder. So every time that she's doing that and she's trying to move herself in here, she's just trying to take a shortcut, okay? The shoulders are always taking the shortcut. So, but we're talking to her hip, so we're not telling her to fix her shoulder right now. Take the slack out. You're not taking the slack out.
Oh, okay. Jesus, so many things to think about.
Say it. Take the slack out.
Direction.
There you go. Then drop your hand right down. Good. That's right. So make her do another smaller circle. Because when you drop your hand to center, she should be going straight. Wherever that hand is where she should be going. Not her. There you go.
This is bringing back such memories.
There you go. Drop your hand. Look forward. Wherever that hand. So that hand, get it in dead center in front of the saddle. Okay, now do it at the trot. So don't let that right hand drop down, okay? When you have that slack out, you're gonna hold that slack out because you're adding the support with the other side of the rein so she doesn't just follow her nose right around. Leg, leg, leg. Hug with the legs, hug with the legs, hug with the legs. Okay, the legs hugging is matching the firmness in your hand. If you jab her more with the leg, then the firmness that you have in your hand, you're going to get her faster. Think forward, think forward, think forward. There you go. Release right there. Forward. Okay, go back on your big circle. Just like I'm huffing and puffing. So she's missing it, so move it. Move it. No, you're not. Move it. Move your hip. 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 Now go forward. If she's busy thinking about something else and she misses your cue, that's her problem. That's not your problem. Okay? You are more important than anything else. There you go. Good. Now go forward. Don't worry about it. Okay, so let's go ahead. Anytime that you're ready, go up into your trot and then ask her to go up into her lope one more time. Keep the hand, your right hand is going to maintain the slack. Okay, so don't be kicking, hug. Hug. Okay, you have to make sure that your rein is giving the cue to the nose and to the hip when you're hugging. If you don't have your cue to the nose. So who's getting distracted now, you or her?
I'm totally
Yeah.
mad at myself.
Well, stop. Is it helping?
No.
Well, then get on with your exercise. Pay attention to where her hip is going.
This is a very different direction.
Okay.
Kelly doesn't have screwed up horses. She has screwed up riders.
Totally. I'm in a funk right now.
There you go. Okay, so think about what you're doing. What part of her body is making the turn? Okay, now stop diving over the finish line with your upper body when you go to make the turn. There you go.
That was horrible.
No. Okay, so she missed it, so move that hip around more. Say move your hip, Move your hip. Hold on to the horn with your left hand while you're holding on to the other part of the rein. So that way it's going to keep you from twisting around. Move that hip. Move that, like, lift, bring that hand out this way. Keep your thumb up. Thumb up. Make a higher angle in your elbow. Drop your elbow down like this. There you go. Release right there. There you go. Did you feel the difference in leverage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait till you see it on the tape.
Oh.
There you go. See, that was so much better. Because what did you do at first? You were like trying with, oh, I'm going to hold my breath. I'm going to move my body like this. Please move your hip. And then you went, wait a minute. Move your hip.
Apparently the other hip is all wound up.
Right? Good. In the straightaway, drop your hand down. Just don't micromanage. Okay, so if you feel like you're not getting it and you're pulling that hand up here in towards your chest, you're hiking up your shoulders, there you go. Good. Eyes up. Drop your hand. Jog. Release. Release. Leave her alone. Release. Release.
Kelly, is the purpose of this, besides wanting to collect her and slow her down, is the purpose of this to basically tell the horse, you know, stay consistently plugged into me for direction?
For direction and speed. So see right there, her hand is dead center.
Yep.
She's looking where she's going. Trudy's not going, oh, here, let me try to trot faster. Let me lean in this direction. She's beginning to appreciate the fact that when that hand is right there, she should stay doing what Denise is asking her to do.
Right.
So what you want your horse to do is stay doing what you asked it to do until you ask it to do something else. You're taking the micromanaging out of it. You're giving the horse responsibility in it. So there you go.
But ultimately, making them think that it's their responsibility to fall back to you for guidance.
So she,
Building confidence in their collection, but ultimately,
it's not that,
tuned in.
it's, well, yes, right, because when you, every time that you change your horse's beat's direction, you engage their brain.
Yeah.
You don't get their attention by doing this.
Right.
And then saying, oh, please do something else. That's not what you do. You only get their attention by moving their feet in different directions. Okay? So she's thinking right now, because see how she's like now starting to go, I'm just going to stay going straight to the wall because she's not telling me to go turn. So don't do anything right here. Okay, so she's letting the wall turn her here because she can't just continue to go straight. Denise, get yourself behind the horn. There you go. That's okay. So that's okay. So right here, it would be like there you go, you doing a focus circle with her, right? So you're having a big fix or no fix. And she was like, I'm going to stay on my circle here. I'm maintaining my speed. I'm maintaining my position. I'm not doing anything differently than what I have been asked to do. The second right there, when she started speeding up, it's also because you're changing your position. You're starting to drop through your pelvis and drop your rib cage up. Get your nose behind the horn. Lift the girls. There you go. Anytime that you're ready, go ahead and ask her to go up into your lope. Have her move her hips a little bit around the corner. So in the next corner, now don't get all anticipation. Turn, drop her. Take the slack out and turn and then drop her. Take the slack out, turn, drop her. Take the slack out, turn, drop her. Take the slack out, turn and drop her. Take the slack out, turn and drop her. Push back up. Take the slack out, firm up on that right hand, hug with the legs, and then drop her. Take the slack out, firm up in the hand, hug with the legs, and then drop her. Slack out. There you go. Good, release right there, good.
Girl.
You go, right into your back up. Leg.
That was awesome. That felt so good.